Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, friends.
Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome by.
Welcome by.
Stay classy, Baltimore. Well, that's where we are, but no matter where you are, and matter of fact, hit them comment section with where you are.
Absolutely. We're curious.
Yeah, very curious. And how did you come upon us? I'm very curious to know how you found us. If you were referred, if you are a friend. I don't know why you would be our friend, but if you are a friend.
Jesus, I know why you would be my friend.
Why would they be your friend?
Because I'm a lovable, huggable kind of guy.
I'm going to stick a pin in that because you're going to want to know what this episode is about.
Sidebar, I don't even know what this episode is about.
How was your week, Anthony?
My week was great. The American people changed the stock market. GameStop. It's important. So it wasn't just about the money made. It was the idea that they took a failing store, bought up all the stock, made the stock price skyrocket, and they're still holding. So GameStop is worth more now as all of these stores are closing than ever before. This might save GameStop because of this. And these people are holding. Like me, if I'd have bought this stock at $10 and that joint went to $200, sell everything.
Peace out. That would have
But
been
these
me.
people are holding, and that's big. Like this is a big movement happening. Like little people got together and made their own hedge fund.
And just like the Powerball and multi-million, again, I was not in the loop. So again, I did not have a chance. So again, here I am sitting here, not richer. I'm not richer. Dang it, man. One of these days. But you know what? I think God won't bless me with a large sum of money.
I want you to stop putting that in the atmosphere.
Because I would lose my absolute mind.
So God bless me with a large sum of money.
You know he's going to give me some.
Amen. A very small portion, Jesus.
And let me tell you something. Give me that money. Let me tell you. You will pull up on my block and it will be a whole carnival entrance. My neighbors are going to hate me. You're going to pull out.
Again, Jesus, it's me, Anthony.
Bless
I'll
me
take
with a
it.
large sum of money and see what I do. I will create a whole slip and slide down the entrance of our development. And I would pay all of my neighbors $5 to go down. The more you go, the more you get. Bless me, Jesus. Bless me with that money.
Hey, God, it's me. Just bless me with the money. I promise you'll only get to do it for like 2 years. I promise.
Let me tell you something. I would hire one of them people. What's in the movies? They have the scroll. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the scribes. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Micaiah Gaskins, the lovely, gracious. I would have somebody introduce me. I would get the people I would get the people from Coming to America to throw flowers. See, this is why I don't get any money. I can't even win $5 on a scratch off.
Listen, please, Jesus, ignore her. It's me. I'll do right.
Give me a large sum of money. I'm going to open up. I have this fantasy of opening up this little development called the Firehouse.
Okay, so what's this episode about?
So,
Because this was great. It was great. Do it. And I saved y'all. You're welcome.
So, before we get into what this episode is about, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the page, keep the conversation going in the comments. We really love to interact with you guys in the comment section. But most importantly, say where you're from. Tell us how you found us. And just if you like the page, let us know. If you dislike the video, let us know.
Oh, yeah, shouty.
We're here all day.
All day.
But this week's episode, I'm putting Anthony in the hot seat. So I have a list of questions to ask him for you to hear his answers. And remember, he said he's a lovable kind of guy. We're going to test that.
What did I say? Trigger warning last week? Trigger warning. Trigger warning. I don't know any of these questions. I just kept coming upstairs to the bedroom and she would slam her iPad shut. So trigger warning. I am very honest, but I am not malicious. So my answers are going to be very honest because I'm an open book, but it's not intended to be malicious. So please don't be offended by my answers for me because I don't know what these questions are. But I'm going to answer them. Some of them.
So let's begin. Anthony.
Yes.
Question number 1.
Number 1.
Have you ever been kicked out of an amusement park? Get your tea, guys. This is going to be good.
Yes. But let me explain. Okay. So it was twice. Once as a kid. So
when you say kid, like around about how old were you?
So let me explain. I was like 13 or 14. Let me explain. So we went to Dutch Wonderland, and I was at, one of my first jobs with Youth Works. Shout out to Baltimore City Youth Works. I hope they keep it going. I was a youth counselor at a camp, but I was only 13 because I was one of the younger counselors. My birthday was late, so they gave me a pass. And so we went to Dutch Wonderland, and peer pressure is something like. Parents, pay attention to your kids. Peer pressure is serious. But we got on a little thing that takes you across the park. Don't look at me with them eyes, y'all. I feel it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me with that tone. We ran across the park, and I'm with my buddy. I won't say his name. And he was like, we should just spit. And in my mind, I was like, this is a dumb idea. But he was like, I'm about to spit. And I was like, well, I'm going to spit too, because you spit, I spit. And yeah, we both spit. And it was over a ride. And then the little thing that takes us across the park, it stopped. So the people had a chance to get off the ride, point to us sitting there, swinging our feet, acting like we didn't know what was happening. And we got kicked off the park.
So, remember he said he was 13 at the time. I went on a trip to Dutch Wonderland with my sweet loveable. Remember he said that word and I said stick a pin there? Here we go.
I feel like this.
So, we took our middle baby girl. And she was a preemie, so she's smaller for her age. So we took her to Dutch Wonderland as well as her older sister. Now, remember I said she was teeny, so we're going through the park and she cannot ride anything. Like everything we walk up to, they say access denied because she's too small. They pull out the little ruler, it's too small. So we get to the swings, ladies and gentlemen. She walks up and they said, can't get on. Well, my sweet, lovable husband here, he had enough.
So let me explain for myself. So what happened was, we took the kids to the park to have a good time. And then we get in the park and they just keep telling my baby she can't ride anything. And as a dad, you're just looking like, she's sad. We are walking through this park and every single ride that was not just a kiddie swirl around, she couldn't get on. So we're in line because this is the part she leaves. See, context is everything. It was another little light girl who was in front of us. She was about the same size as Kennedy. So if she walks on, he don't even pull out the little swing height thing to measure her. But when Kennedy walks up, my little brown baby, he pull out this little swing height thing. Oh, she can't get on. So I politely, because he needed assistance, I went and got the little light girl.
No. Insert Micaiah here. Let me tell you what he did. He said, no, this is ridiculous. He proceeds to go and pull the little light girl off. Now remember, with the swing, the little bar comes down and you got to clip it between the legs. He unclips little honey boo boo. Unclips, pulls up, pulls out, measure her. Now the guy and the parents are here. No one said a word. It was as if Dutch Wonderland just stopped. So he came over with his little measuring stick. He measured her. She was tall enough. So he looked at Anthony and he didn't stop there. Measure her. So this poor little camp counselor worker goes and pulls another kid, unclips.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there? And measured this one. And he looks at Anthony and it wasn't that condescending. He looked like, is this enough, sir? And off Anthony goes. It's ridiculous. So he just goes fussing through the park. And I think, you ever see the Tasmanian devil when it just seems like Anthony blazed everything in his track on his way off.
Listen, I go off my kids. Don't play with my kids. I don't like this question game. Continue.
Question number 2.
Yes.
I'll go a little lighter here.
All right.
Because, sometimes you got a sandwich. Bad, good, bad. Anthony, what is your favorite island?
It's a little tie.
Okay.
It's a tie. I love Turks and Caicos. That's probably my favorite island. I think that's the one we've been to the most. And I love Grand Cayman Island too. Grand Cayman Island was nice. And if we're talking about Cruise Island, Half Moon Cay for Carnival, their private island, absolute favorite. So
I knew he would say that.
Y'all should have said one. I meant to say Grand Turk.
What'd you say? Ready, camera. So let's start with Turks and Caicos.
Oh my God.
So we went to Turks and Caicos one time with another couple, my sister and my brother. And
I can't believe this story could come out.
And Anthony, because he does a lot of research, we're both planners, but when it comes to the islands and things like that, he really looks into these. And so he told me the first time we were visiting Turks and Caicos is that we go to like the port area, but we walk past all of the festivities and the places that are right there, and we keep on going up the beach to a place called Jack Shack.
Jack Shack.
So our very first time, we're going there, and it looked, now this is to me, it looked like when we left the touristy area, when we were closing in to go up the beach, it was like fences and barbed wire. Do not enter, do not enter, do not enter. So I'm
this
like,
ain't for you.
Anthony, are you sure we're supposed to go here?
Yo, she was scared.
I was terrified. But every good wife follows their husband. So I said, if you say we should go, we'll go. Man. So we're going up. I swear we passed like Bob Marley incarnated. Yeah. It was like, yeah, man, you need some of that Doja? We like, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yo was sitting on the beach trying to sell weed.
Yes, he was.
To everybody that walked by. I was like, no, thank you, sir. He was just sitting on a rock. It was weird.
So now let me break because I forgot one part. We stopped at Margaritaville. It's like 11 in the morning and we got like these huge margaritas. Margaritas are my sting. So we got huge margaritas and drinks and stuff, and it's like hot. So we're traveling up the beach and it felt like we walked for 5 miles. So we finally get up the beach and it is beautiful. Like if you ever go to Turks and Caicos, please visit Jack Shack.
Jack Shack is a spot.
Oh my gosh. So we got some jerk chicken and different, and we're just drinking, and he gives you a coupon. If you look online, there's a coupon for a free shot. Mm-hmm. So we got our shot and we're just like, oh, this is awesome. And then we had to make our way back down because we were on a cruise.
Yeah.
So we're traveling and it felt like we were in hell. It was so hot. I was like, Anthony, I got to walk in the water because this is too much. I'm walking and I think I done passed out because now horses are going past me.
Yo.
And I'm like,
I said, babe, is that a horse? I think that's a horse. And it was just a whole line of horses. I was like, yeah, that's a horse.
It was ridiculous.
It was crazy. That was crazy.
Insert Cayman Islands. So again, we're on the cruise and we decide we're going to go to 7 Mile Beach. So we're just going to take a cab, which their cabs are really like buses.
Oh yeah, okay. I was ready. Okay, go ahead.
So we're on this bus with other people from the boat.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, and I can't remember because sometimes I blank out. I don't pay attention, and I rely very heavily on my husband to pay attention. Otherwise, we're probably going to end up in a brothel if you follow me. So I just follow him. So the van driver, said he was going to make 3 stops.
Yes.
So yes. We get to the first stop and we just got off. I can't even remember why we got off, but we got off. It was another couple that got off too. And he was paying the van driver and I'm like looking around, like it looks like a public beach. It's a public beach, but it looks like super public. Like you just kind of walk through
picnic tables and it was weird.
And it didn't have a good feel. Nobody was welcoming. I was
and dark.
expecting, yeah. So I turn around and no one else has gotten off the bus.
Look, this is how everybody looking at us just.
So, you know me, I asked questions, so I went back to the bus. Now, everyone else on the bus was lighter complected.
Yeah.
So I said, why y'all ain't getting off? They was like, this ain't for us.
Yeah.
So we were like, we want to get back on the bus.
Yeah, and the dude was like, well, you've already paid, so I'm not going to give you back change. I was like, I don't need change. Just take me to where everybody else is going. Period.
Mm-hmm. Now, I forgot. Let me take you back to Grand Turk. So remember I said we went with my sister and her husband? So we're there again. We took a cruise. So we went up to Jack Shack. We're drinking and stuff up there. We come back. And fun fact now, all of that do not enter is all gone now. And
it is.
Everyone has found out about it. So they're going up there too. So anyways, we go and sit up there and have drinks. But we said we've never eaten at Margaritaville. So we're going to eat there. So we come on back down and we got a seat and we have some drinks. And I don't know why we become super competitive. So we're all sitting there drinking our drinks and Anthony.
I'm not that competitive.
Anthony, myself, and Ryan, we all got something called an incommunicado. So we're drinking and I don't even know how it became a race, but
it was Sierra. Sierra made it a race.
Okay.
Sierra was looking at us, and the drinks came out, pretty drinks, but they were all supposed to be like super duper strong. And Sierra's just sitting there with her straw in a cup, and she's just. And I'm like, are we racing? Are we racing? So I looked at Ryan, and he just started. And I was like, well, I ain't gonna be the last one because I don't know what you got to do when you're the last one.
So Ryan was last. So he was like, another one. So they bring out more drinks, and this time we all are like racing. We all. So, but I swear it was like less than 2 minutes. All of our drinks are gone. So the waiter comes back over. He was like, "What are y'all doing?" So here comes Simple Ryan, another one. So
at this juncture, I've had enough.
But it's peer pressure.
I have had. Know your limitations. I knew my limit. Enough.
So the waiter was like, really? So he was like, I'm going to have the bartender come out. We're going to all take shots. It's on us. So he gets the bartender. So we drink our drinks. We take these shots. And then we stand up.
And the whole earth shifted.
When I tell you, Sierra, I don't know how, was like, let's go in this little shop because she wanted to go shopping. It felt like devils were holding my feet, like they had come up. I'm trying to walk.
Insert me, since this was a question about me, because I'm getting to this part. So I know my limits. But Sierra was like, let's go in the shop. I want to get something. I don't know how she's still functioning. I don't know how she's walking. We all made it like you had to find a new earth under you because it felt like it was a new earth under you. So we go into the shop and I'm like, well, I'm going to look for something for the kids while I'm in here. So I am here enough because I think we drunk them so fast that they hadn't kicked in yet. And I'm like, let's look for the kids something. So I'm walking around. I was like, oh, they got the rum cake here. And I say to my lovely wife, babe, stand right here. I'm going to go get us a rum cake. She said, okay. I turned my back to go look for the rum cake, and you hear. But my reaction time is slower, so I had to turn around really, really slow. And she has slumped and is leaning against the register on the ground. And she's just like, well, I'm going to stay here until you come back.
But the worst part is, nobody said anything.
Everybody stepped over.
They just stepped over me. The people that worked there didn't say you got to get up. They just kept on going over me.
They let her be great. And she sat there on the ground at the register. And yeah. And then I picked her up and I paid for everything, got the bag, and we stumbled back to the boat. Good times.
Good times.
Whew.
So, Anthony.
Yes.
Do you?
I thought you said bad, good, bad. I didn't know it was bad, bad. What's this? Come on.
So, do you remember your first cruise?
The chest-naked cruise.
The chest-naked cruise. So,
look. So this is me. This was early in our marriage when I was just like, she's going to we're going to take turns leading the way, and we're going to make it through this life thing. And she got a phone call, random telemarketing call. On this random telemarketing call, it started off, you've heard this before, it says, you run a free cruise.
So I'm like,
Y'all remember hearing that, right?
Anthony, I want a cruise. I want a cruise.
Me, being naive, I'm like, oh, well, let's get it. Like, is a free cruise? Like, how many days? How many days, babe?
It was like 2 days.
It was 2 days. So I was like, that's interesting. I didn't know major cruise lines only cruise for Tuesday night. But listen, I'm with it. Where we got to leave from? Where we had to leave from, babe?
Fort Lauderdale. No, it was Port Canaveral.
Hollywood, Florida.
Hollywood, Florida.
I was like, I thought Hollywood was in California. I didn't know. Well, listen, I'm with it. I don't know what cruise line leaves out of Hollywood, Florida, but we gonna go. So I was like, well, what do you have to? What do we have to pay?
So
what do we have to pay?
We only had to pay like $79.
$79 for a 2-night cruise.
Now, they offered me the opportunity to upgrade, but you know your girl was a little frugal sometimes. So I was like, we can stay with that little $79. That's perfectly fine by us. Until we got that. Now, let me explain. I have gotten me and Anthony into some of the craziest situations, this being one of them. So, but I thank you for always going along for the ride.
You know it.
So we get to the airport, we land, and we're like, okay, now this was before we really started doing research. So we get our bags and we see everybody holding the signs like Carnival and Royal Caribbean. So I don't even know what cruise ship we're on. I just know we're taking a cruise. And I had printed out all the paperwork and stuff that they gave me, which I don't recall being a name, which probably was not the best idea. So we go up and everybody like, we go to Carnival. They're looking through their list. They're like, no, you're not with us.
Not on this one.
So then we go to Royal Caribbean. They look through the list. They're like, no.
Nope, you're not on this one either.
So I'm like, So I know what cruise port we're leaving from. So I said, well, we'll just take an Uber and we'll just go. We pull up to the port terminal, and it looks like a whole bunch of tanker ships and little tinker ships.
Fam, it was a baby blue ship.
It was.
It was baby. The outside of the ship was painted baby blue.
So we go into the embarkation location, and it looks like we're in like a evacuated airport hangar or something.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Just the most random people. It was this couple that were dressed up like Abraham Lincoln
and his wife, like with
Mary Todd Lincoln.
The parasol,
yes,
and the frilly foo-foo and the gloves, and she's walking through the thing and she's twirling her little parasol, and he has on this top hat that sits all the way up here.
Like legit. So we're just like, okay, we're just gonna go with it. And so we board the boat, and as soon as we get on this, lady is like, hey, you guys want to go to this 4-course dining? And we're like, okay. So they're like, you just got to sit through a presentation. So I'm like, okay, come on, Anthony, let's go sit through it. Now, at the time, I'm pregnant. So we're sitting through this whole...
And no one knew.
No one knew. And so we're sitting through this presentation, and this lady is trying to sell us on joining a membership to continue to cruise on this little tanker cruise. Now, let me explain. It was an industrial ship that they transformed into a cruise ship.
Yes, it was.
But all they did was like just change a few things on the inside.
Yes, they did.
So I'm like, no, ma'am, we're not interested, but thank you, though. And she keeps going. I'm like, no, ma'am.
Oh, she was going to get us.
So I told Anthony, all right, I'm going to pretend like I'm sick, and I'm just going to run out of here like I have to throw up. So I have this whole and run out. Little honey comes and follows me into the bathroom. Now, let me tell you, that's job commitment. Some of y'all won't even come back by and ask me, how's everything? Do you need a refill? This lady came in the bathroom like she was going to hold my hair. Go ahead, honey. We'll talk again once you come back out.
That was a good callback.
So we go to the fancy dancy dinner that we sat through this presentation for, and we're in like their grand ballroom.
Fam.
And there's no one else in there.
It wasn't too grand. I ain't gonna hold you. It was nothing grand about this ballroom.
I think they were so excited to have people in there that the 4-course meal got changed into like an 8-course meal.
8 or 9 course. They just kept bringing stuff out because we were the only dummies that paid the upcharge to go sit in this restaurant.
And it was like random stuff. Like they dipped some grapes into the chocolate.
Grapes.
The grapes were still on the stem. It was like they were just like bring.
It was like they went and giant stole a handful, dipped them, and just threw them on a plate. All right, course number 7. Compliments of the chef. Tell him keep this. Tell him he can keep this part.
Oh my! It was the weirdest. And so we call it the Chestnut Cruise because there was this guy. He was super duper drunk, and his girlfriend, wife, whoever she was, spent her entire vacation chasing after him, and he just would not put a shirt on.
When I say at the main dining room, chest naked. At the pool on their Lido deck, chest naked. On the bus going to the excursion, chest naked. He was just man titty out whole time. He ain't care. And I was like, you have a great time, brother.
Yes. So, Anthony, that's all of the questions I have for this time.
Wait till next time.
I'll have another time. So you've learned a little bit about sweet little Anthony. Because people are always like, y'all married? Like, your wife is crazy. And I'm like, birds of a feather flock together.
I'm a lovable, huggable type of guy.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Your time gonna come.
So, before we get into your rant, do you want to talk about today's sponsor?
Yes. Lord Jesus, have mercy on Michael Anderson's soul. Homemade by Mike. Y'all see these delectable goodies here? Mm-hmm. So, the only reason I haven't gone back into this box, and notice I'm saying back into this box, is because as we were setting up, I ate a cookie. And I share everything. I try my best to share everything with my wife. Like, hey, take a bite of this. But because I knew it was 3 of each cookie in there, I ate the whole cookie and didn't say nothing. Listen, these cookies are made with love. He should have made this homemade with love by Mike because it was that good. But he is a local business person that does all types of baked goods. So you see this delicious, delectable cake. Like a piece of the frosting got on. So I can't cut it because if I'd have cut this cake, and because I said to my wife, are we going to eat this on the show? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but if we start eating, all you're going to hear.
Right.
Because the drizzle got on my finger and it was all over. Listen, delectable. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave Mike's information below. I'm going to try my best to put a picture up so you can see all of his contact information. Contact him on Instagram. He gives a cell number for you to text. Brought it to me, this stuff. Listen. The chocolate chip cookie, because he gave us all types of cookies in here. We had some oatmeal raisins, some chocolate pecan, some chocolate walnut, some chocolate chip. Y'all got something coming up.
Absolutely.
Or y'all gonna be snowed in the house and y'all just want to have some delectable treats for the weekend? Call Homie by Mike. I swear you will not be disappointed. So as a thank you, after we give the hashtag for this week, whoever is the random person selected that commented below and subscribes to the page with the hashtag, I am going to pay for a whole box of cookies to go along with whatever you order. So you order the cake, the cookies are on insert subject here. So all the information will be linked below, and you'll get the hashtag from the crazy one. The crazy one.
So, do you have a rant this week?
I do. You are not allowed to misrepresent me for the sake of making you look better. I saw an interview this morning, and it was an older interview, and it was on a social media platform. And it was a person I know speaking about a situation that I was familiar with. And I'm listening to this person give their account of what happened. And being as though I was there for the situation, I knew that a lot was being left out of this account. And it bothered me. It's happened to me before. I've been misrepresented several times. I own my own stuff. But I've had somebody say something about me that I knew wasn't true. Immature me would have responded by airing out the whole situation. I'd have just went on the platform and did what you did. but I'd have told the whole truth, and then we both look bad in this situation. But I'm cool with looking bad because I know I wasn't perfect. However, I learned that it's no point of trying to convince other people that the truth is the truth. Just for me, I'm at the point where I know what's true. I know what I did and did not do. I know what was done and what was not done. And if you don't believe it, you just don't believe it. But everybody isn't mature.
That is correct.
So just tell your side and leave other people's side out of it. You can recount a story and only speak on your part and what you perceived and how you thought things went. Socrates once asked the question, is it true? Is it kind? Or is it necessary? In regards to what people say. It's either the facts of the account, it's a lie to spare someone's feelings, or it's necessary for a self-centered goal. Mm-hmm. You either want to make yourself look good, or you want to omit some things, or you want to tell the truth and bare your soul and heal. But you can't play with other people's reputations and integrity. You can't put that on the line to make you look good just for the sake of something else. So don't try to make yourself look good at someone else's expense, because the truth always comes to light, and that light leaves nothing hidden. Mm-hmm. Tell your side of the story. Leave everybody else out of it. You've been warned. I'm good. I'm done.
You sure?
I'm good. I felt the way.
Oh, okay. We'll have to have a sidebar about that.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, all right. Well, just so you know, I didn't give an interview, so it's not me.
I can't.
Well, since I asked questions all episode long, this ending, I'm going to get some helpful tips on how to make the most of 2021, as we're still continuing to go through this panini that we find ourselves in.
Hey, panini, don't you be a meanie.
So as you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. And in addition to getting some of these homemade goodies from Mike, I have another helpful tip. Now is the perfect time to get engaged and get married. And let me tell you why. Because we're still in this procrastination, you can't invite large sums of people to events. So, if you have a wedding, you can't invite anybody. And your pockets will thank you, because I looked at the cost of getting married today. We've been married for going on 13 years now. And so things were a lot cheaper back then. Mm-hmm. So in this program, you can go ahead and get married for the low. And she can't complain and be like, no. So you just be like, look, you want to get married? You better take these 5 people and let's keep it moving. Number 2. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2. Now is a great time to be able to express yourself. We just watched The Salt and Pepper.
It was disgustingly horrible.
But now is a good time to get a lot of things off your chest if you're still going to work or if you're going out and about. So somebody cut you off in a grocery store because they're not following the arrows. You can be like, because can't nobody read your mouth. Your boss getting on your nerves and be like, can you get this done by 3? You can be like,
please don't get fired listening to her.
But I mean, it's so relieving to be able to say what's really on your mind, and you can just really mouth it under the, and watch this. I'm going to put my hands like this is my mouth. Anthony, ask me a question.
What are you doing, Makia?
See? And my eyes, but my mouth. And number 3, while we're in this predicament, is it's a good time to learn something new. Now, I'm not talking about a new challenge. Don't be busting it open. Don't be silhouetting it. I mean, learn something productive for yourself. Okay? Because when it comes to this Princeton revolution that we find ourselves in, you've got time. Learn something new. When you come out of this pepperoni and cheese, you better know how to cook, because YouTube is full of things to teach you how to cook. There should not be a female or male that can say, I don't know how to cook, because you got time. You can learn how to change some car oil. I mean, YouTube, you can learn a whole lot of stuff, okay? I mean, even the simple things like you can learn how to do a plank. I mean, it's so much that we can do to take advantage of this time and make ourselves better.
Yo, she has to be stopped.
So this week's hashtag is Learn Something NewTube.
Oh my God. Learn something new tube.
Learn something
I like
NewTube.
it though.
You like it?
I like it.
All right.
All right.
Well, this was a pretty spiffy episode.
Yep. I can't wait for the get back. Just know I can't wait.
Did you just read what you said in your rant?
Yep, but the get back is different for this.
But did you just...
We're YouTube podcaster peoples. It's content creation. You should have never gave these people money.
I should have never did it.
And it's not going to be right away, y'all. So don't look for it within the next couple of weeks. Now I'm going to wait until we get a good groove of things. And then I want to have my question episode.
Stay classy, son.
Stay classy, guys. Listen, this was I had a good time. I had fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast so far. Thank you to everybody for the feedback. Thank you to everybody for supporting. Thank you to everybody that watches. Shout out to Mo, captain of the late pass. Mo never watches on time, but he was like, you can count on me to watch him, and he binge watch all at once. So appreciate you, Mo. To all the people that are commenting below that we know and don't know, we appreciate you. Keep talking to us. Keep going. Keep going with us. We're going to continue to ride this ride, and we'd love to have y'all riding along with us. So, with that being said, I'm Ant.
And I'm Makia.
And thanks for stopping by to talk some issue with us today.
Bye.